Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 15th of May. So starting with the euro dollar today, and well, pivot swing, and a bearish pivot swing sort of there, not quite triggered yet. We need to break yesterday's lows to trigger that, but it does look a bit soft now after what started off with a good attempt at pushing up yesterday. Never quite made it, and the weakness prevailed. So where now? Well, potentially down, would be looking for lower lower pivot levels here. Maybe the weekly S1 would be a potential if we can start breaking down below that 4-hourly 100. Now just looking at the daily chart the daily pivots here. As a target, we may just see it push up towards that daily pivot, which is just above there at 12.18. It'd be from that sort of area. Maybe if it pushes through a little bit, I'd be looking to take a potential short. If not, if it doesn't really get up there, well, once again, I'll be looking at trend lines and seeing if we get a break for a push down towards the S1, maybe more. We'll see. As I said, there may be just a continuation in this move, but for now, it's just let it sort itself out. The pound. Okay, so pound carried on its slide yesterday. Again, had a little bit of a move, a little push up, but then carried on the slide. It's heading towards its again monthly S1 in this case, and well, it's already through its weekly S1. Looking soft, bearish, sort of looking flag, sort of building here on the 60-minute chart, 4-hourly chart. Now again, it's got the daily pivot above. Would like to see that hit before I really took on the short side, and again I'm really looking at trend lines and maybe across the bottom of these two candles. I'll pop them on there if I can. There we go. Across this area here. I know it's not finished candle at the moment, but then looking towards the S1 sort of territory. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at: lower highs, lower lows, price action through all of this. So that's the thinking of the pound there. Dollar yen. Dollar yen, bit of a reversal yesterday. May have been a bit risk back on a bit yesterday, and the yen pushed back up a little bit, heading towards its weekly pivot. It's consolidated where it is at the moment. Sort of bullish flag, maybe. If it can break through that 34, well, it could be on for the weekly pivot there, the 4-hourly 50, yeah. And you just see it on the 60-minute time frame, just as consolidation. Already caught today's pivot R1 for it. Okay, so there's a number of factors up there which could be a draw if it can sort of break through where it is at the moment. So we need a bit more risk on and a bit of yen selling. Okay, Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar. Well, it's it looks like it's just continuing heading south. I've been bearish on it for a while, but I would like to have seen it's not even giving any sort of retracement to sell into. So consolidating where it is at the moment. It has got a daily pivot. Maybe again, if you see any rallies in these markets, it's they may be the points at which to be looking for reversal signals to sell. So once again, Aussie looking weak. Canadian dollar now has been sitting in a tight old range for a long time, and surprise, well, it just continued to sit in that tight range. There's little I can do with this at the moment. At some stage, maybe it will continue to shove up. Actually, the way it's looking looking more likely it will push to the upside than the downside. It's tight as anything in from a daily perspective. Very little movement, sideward action, but at some point I'm sure it'll fire off, and as I said, I do wonder with the way it's shaping up at the moment whether it will continue to push upwards. Okay, that's pretty much there. Let's just have a look at the S&Ps. So nice bounce yesterday off the monthly S2 there. Pivots are very pinched here though, so I'm sort of aware that they could you could see some sort of rollover at some point, but and it's it continues, but lower highs, lower lows. This is not an absolute given. There's still lots of saber rattling over China. Or with China, between the US and China, in terms of who's doing what and who's defaulting, who's not playing ball. So long as that continues, it does give rise to the potential for more rollover. I'm looking at the S&Ps at the moment. Maybe if it breaks through this morning, it could be coming down back towards its daily pivot. If it does so, it will put a lower high in and suggest that we may see some further downside. And you look at the bigger picture, lower highs, lower lows, it does look weak. So we'll watch for that. To make me consider it a bit more bullish, well, break of the yesterday's highs there would be a starting point, and then I'd be looking up towards that weekly pivot eventually. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. News-wise today, what we got today, we have not a lot really. We've already had the Australian data, which wasn't particularly bright and shiny. Wage prices dropped, index dropped a little bit. To be fair, what we're seeing worldwide at the moment. We're seeing this through the US, the UK, Europe. Wages dropping back a little bit here, which is not good for economies really at the moment. We want to see growth, and that will drive spending and consumerism. Anyway, so not great for Australia at the moment. German GDP out today at 7 o'clock. That's already done. That's came in at 0.4. Sorry, done. And then Euro flash GDP at 10 o'clock. So, well, if the German GDP came in line, well, we'll see. It may come in line as well. CAD inflation there at 130. Very little other retail sales US at 130 as well. So maybe get a bit of volatility around the 130 bell. Right, that's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.